Hey everybody, and Tony here with a review of Gone Girl, which was shown at the Barbican Center Cinema 3. The director was David Fincher, who was also well known for such works like Seven and The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. The producers were Reese Witherspoon, Bruna Papandrea, Leslie Dixon, and Sean Chaffin. The screenplay was done by Gillian Flynn, who was also the author of the novel of the same name. And it stars Ben Affleck, Rosamund Pike, Missy Pyle, Neil Patrick Harris, Tyler Perry, Carrie Coon, Kim Dickens, and Patrick Fugit. Now, when trying to review a film for the month of Halloween, I kind of had to go something that was usually on the genres of horror or thriller. Because looking back, the only thriller-related medium that I managed to review was basically that of Verdi's Macbeth, which I saw last year at the Deutsche Oper Berlin. So it kind of got me thinking that maybe for this Halloween, I would probably have to review something that is thriller related. And when I saw Gone Girl, I was absolutely quite excited for this film. Yes, I didn't really come in with any expectations at all. All I did see was Tony Watley II's, aka the Black Critic Guy's review of this movie. And by the time I walked out of the theater, I was just absolutely astounded, shocked, and just completely blown away at just how thrilling, at just how electrifying this movie really was for me. Now, that's out of the way, let's get on with the review. Now, story-wise, this film is extremely hard to really give a proper review on because, well, this movie is so full of twists, it is so full of questions and answers that you really have to think fast or even really keep your brain alive in order to really see what the hell is going on. And it does not leave you bored. For 2+ hours, it managed to keep my interest alive and fresh. That is just how great of a thriller Gone Girl really is. And not to mention the various social commentaries of this film, like infidelity, marriage problems, like how the media managed to get their hands on whatever is something juicy, whatever gossip they want, or whatever story they want to have. And it is always also about instigation. Like there's always an instigator who has to, or who really likes to stir things up in order to have something very juicy, probably because he or she has been wronged and probably wants that person to suffer. So when they do that, they want the media to also get themselves involved. So yes, this film talks about revenge, just how the media managed to get themselves into such interesting situations and really get the juiciest scandals, whether they be from celebrities or from everyday Joes or Janes. And it is just so well written. It's not just any thriller movie that you'll see every once in a while or every day, but this is something that can really play games with your mind and really keeps you guessing. It keeps you asking, and it really helps you gather all the questions so that you can get the answers. And it also sheds light on just how hypocritical and just how insane the media really is when it comes to people, of how they want the juiciest stories, how they want the juiciest scandals. And it plays it very well. Everything in this movie was just so well written, so well paced. And yes, the first half did start off a little bit slow, but it built up very well. And not to sound cliched or anything, but yes, usually in Halloween, we'd like to see films that star like our favorite types of monsters: werewolves, zombies, vampires, and a lot of other supernatural creatures. Well, with Gone Girl, I feel that the worst monsters in this film are definitely people. Yes, I may come off as pretentious, but Gone Girl really does show just how monstrous certain people can be at how they violently attack each other, whether physically or even psychologically, but mostly on a psychological level. Of what happens to Nick in the film, you kind of have to sympathize with him, but we'll get to the characters later. The cinematography was just done very well, and it was just shot very well. The music is definitely another great highlight of this film, all thanks to the composers by the names of Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. They really know how to make this somber, eerie tone, which is so appropriate for Gone Girl. It really heightens the eeriness, the somber nature of this film, and it really keeps you hooked at just how, well, intense each situation is, whether it's the quiet moments or whether it's the more heart pounding and very exciting moments. There is no doubt that the music will keep you hooked. The characters are, simply put, very interesting. Yes, there are characters I couldn't really stand, but other than that, that's just a nitpick. Let's start with Nick Dunn. Now, he seems like an average Joe who has, like, worked several jobs and is quite burnt out with his life. And when he finds out that his wife is missing, he knows that he had to take action. But somehow along the lines, he gets accused of a crime relating to his wife, which I dare not spoil. But what happens to him, you kind of have to either sympathize or empathize with him. And yes, there are moments where he acts like such a jerk or quite an asshole, but I kind of like flawed characters like him. He's not the goody good protagonist, thank goodness, as his moral ambiguity kind of shows that, yes, he's not the typical, well, all around good guy. He's simply put very human, and yes, he makes like bad decisions with his life. Yes, he is not really the best type of person to be around with, but he's still quite a fascinating character. Amy Dunn, his wife, well, I don't want to get into her too much, but generally speaking, she's a very fascinating and very intriguing character that you probably might end up liking her, or even probably like to hate her or something like that. But still, she's a very intriguing character and very fascinating that, well, what more can you ask for in a female protagonist like that? His twin sister, Margot, she starts off as very snarky and very snide, but during the course of the film, she becomes very supportive and even tries to, like, really find out what the hell is going on with her brother and tries to find new answers of what's going on between her and her brother and how's his life going on. What is he trying to hide from her? She tries to really unearth these things. And then we have the attorney whose name is, let me check his name for a while. Let's see. Tanner Bolt. Tanner Bolt is quite entertaining as a character. And yes, he starts out kind of dickish, but he proves himself to be very articulate and very much a staunch supporter. And then we have Detective Rhonda. She's a hard-nosed detective who is very dedicated to her job, But other than that, she can be quite bitchy, but she's still quite fascinating. And then we have the TV hosts. One by the name of Ellen Abbott, who is quite annoying at times, but she's meant to be played as annoying and very inquisitive because, well, that is just simply put a type of commentary of how certain talk show hosts are, whether they be in America for the most part. And then we have Sharon, who is also another talk show host, and she's also quite another reflection on how American talk show hosts really are, or how talk show hosts are in general, especially when it comes to the paparazzi, or especially when it comes to getting the juiciest gossips of anything. And then we have Desi. His presence in the film is quite unsettling, and, well, I can't really spoil his character for you. And then we have certain annoying characters like Andy and then Noelle. And even though they have the tendency to be quite loud and annoying, I think I could really see why they were written like that. Because they kind of buy into the world of reality television where they think this is real. And they kind of are suckers to it. So overall, the characters are definitely well written. While not extremely likable to a fault, they are definitely very intriguing and probably people that you kind of know in real life and have seen, like, for the most part in your life, and probably those that you don't even want to, well, communicate more often. The acting in this film is just superb. Ben Affleck managed to play Nick's insecurities, fears, and snarky attitude very well. And Carrie Coon, who plays his twin sister, yeah, believe it or not, in real life, she's actually 9 years younger than Affleck. Well, she managed to pull off the role of the twin sister very well, and it's almost quite shocking of how she managed to play his twin sister, considering that she is 9 years younger than him. She managed to play Margot's snarky and very loyal attitude very well. But let me just say right now, and I'm sure that a lot of people agree with me, and I'm probably going to have to, I'm probably going to have to reinstate this from what Tony Watley II said in his review of Gone Girl. But I'd like to say it right here as well. Rosamund Pike definitely deserves an Oscar for her performance. Please, for the people nominating for the upcoming Academy Awards, please nominate this actress. Rosamund Pike has proved herself very worthy to win an Oscar. I would really love to see Miss Pike win the Oscar that she so deserves. So please nominate her. This woman is clearly deserving to get an Oscar. I would really, really love that her performance gets nominated. And if she wins the Oscar, then I'm just going to give her a huge round of applause because her performance as Amy is by far one of the most riveting portrayals that I've ever seen. And yes, I know it's a little bit of a spoiler. It's also one of the scariest that I've ever seen. That I'd probably put her up there with one of my scariest characters of all time. And, well, Missy Pyle manages to play Ellen's catty and very opportunistic nature very well. Heck, Missy Pyle, when it comes to playing bitchy roles, is quite frankly great at playing these bitchy, catty, and very, like, very much the type of people that you do not like to see every day. But I'm very sure that Missy Pyle is a very, 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 very nice person in real life. And it's absolutely fantastic to see what she does and what she does best. Playing very bitchy and very catty characters. Celia Ward does a very great job with Sharon. Neil Patrick Harris managed to play Desi's very creepy nature very well. And Kim Dickens as Detective Rhonda was just stunning. And, well, overall, the acting in this film was simply put well done. So, overall, what more can I say about Gone Girl? As soon as I left the theater, my jaw just dropped at just how effective this thriller really was in my part as a critic and a viewer. It really knows how to pull all of the stops when it comes to building tension and really making intelligent social commentary of what's going on in this very day and age. And like I said, it's very intelligently written, all thanks to the magnificent writing of one Gillian Flynn. And I really hope that this film gets nominated for an Oscar, because this is by far one of the best thriller films I have seen in my life, and I think this film was definitely appropriate to review for the month of Halloween. Because while people tend to review things like movies starring werewolves and other types of monsters, I kind of think that with Gone Girl, the worst type of monsters in this film definitely are people, at what they can do, at how capable they tend to be, especially when it comes to bringing someone else down. So without further ado, I'm going to have to give Gone Girl a 5 out of 5. This is definitely worth your time. And if ever this comes out on DVD, go ahead and buy it. If this comes out on Netflix, go ahead and watch this. And for those of you who have not seen Gone Girl yet, please go watch it. It is one of the most intelligently written and, simply put, biting and just simply put, a heart-pounding thriller that you have to see. That's right, you really have to see this wonderful thriller film to see how it manages to pull all the stops when it comes to making such twists. Well, that's all for now. And tomorrow I have an audition at the prestigious Guildhall School of Music and Drama, so wish me luck on that day. I'm very excited for tomorrow, and, well, I don't know if there's going to be another review after this, after that day, or probably 2 days after that, so we'll see. So until then, this is Antoni signing off and wishing you all a good night, and also advance happy Halloween.